Welcome back. We're gonna be looking through the eyes of Dark. One of the best Zergs in the world. The score, well, we're gonna find out. This is apparently a series. Dark is up 1-0 against TY. But we're gonna be looking for the first-person view. Everything he's looking at, everything he's selecting, and we're gonna try to figure out why. Because you've seen plenty of games where you saw both sides. But I think this is one of the best ways to learn as well. If you're a higher level player, just get an idea. Did you see those Hellions? Like, if you didn't or you did, well, how do you react? Things like that. And Dark is one of the best players out there for that, as he just spirals through half a dozen camera locations, making me dizzy, and then going for a hatch first. But up 1-0 against TY, one of the best Terrans in the world. Probably my favorite Terran. I'll say it. I'll come out and I'll say TY is my favorite Terran. Because Maru, like, everybody loves Maru because he wins. Maru isn't even a Terran. He's on another plane. But of the Terrans left besides Maru, TY. Anyways. So we're on Lost and Found. Interesting that Dark, he actually sent both his overlords out looking for proxies.
Oh, good.
Because, thank you, Bob.
Now I have your
Because if you are up against a Korean Terran, and you're one match away from eliminating them, the likelihood of a proxy 2 racks or even 3 racks increases to near 100%, I would say. At least it seems that way recently. But nothing coming up right now. One of the overlords is actually going to be sent for scouting. The reason you don't send out that many is because eventually a Viking will come out, and you don't want 5 or 6 overlords that are just going to die. One overlord usually covers it. You don't want to be wasting too much money. You want to have the other ones close to the chest to see things like Reapers and Hellions coming up as well, which are other options for annoying early game pressure that could potentially kill all your drones if you're not careful. Dark pulling off a gas just in time to get metabolic boost for speed. Going down for the third, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Now, interestingly, well, the Reaper should be here right about now. But it wasn't. Oh, okay. That means TY... Well, the Overlord sees it. TY trying to avoid it. But he saw it. Wait, what? Dark isn't getting speed. Dark? What are you doing? Why are you not getting speed? He's just gonna get speed now and be like, oh, wait. Dark? Is this a lair? It has to be a lair, right? Oh, he just starts speed. Okay, well, okay, so Dark forgot speed. See? It happens to everyone. You can be a GSL champion and still forget your Zergling speed for like 30 seconds. It's fine. Up 1-0 against you. So don't be too intimidated, guys. Now, not even sending the OV in is Dark. He's just leaving it a little bit further out. Maybe trying to see any Hellions coming out, things like that. Doesn't want to risk it getting picked off, maybe by Marines. So, very conservative with his overlords is something I want to point out. Yeah, I won't commit to saying he forgot speed. Maybe he's just like, okay, maybe you're just going straight into Hellions, and I don't need speed to deal with anything early on. Maybe if he saw something else, he would have gone straight for a lair. Or maybe he forgot it. We can't know. I didn't ask Dark why he decided on that move, but he will get the Reaper. How many drones are we looking at right now? 47 drones at 4 minutes. Okay, so when I say get 50 workers by 8 minutes, don't give me any. He's got 50 at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Dark has 50 drones. You ridiculously greedy bastard. If TY, now he knows it's not a Hellbat push, but if he had just done a Hellbat push, it probably would just kill him. He saw enough Marines that this probably isn't one. Now we see in the production tab, I'm actually gonna draw your attention to that. This is kind of like the fake Banshee. This has become a little more popular lately, where you just build a bunch of Marines so it looks like a 2-1-1, and then surprise, there's a cloaked Banshee. Because Terran players realize, like, if you don't see Hellions, you're not going to make a Spore Crawler because you think it's a 2-1-1. 2 barracks, 1 medevac, 1 factory, 1 starport for a quick stim medevac push. And then Terrans were like, aha, what if I just built a Cloak Banshee? And that has been successful for the last few weeks. So, as we see here, that Banshee actually picking up 11 kills and counting. Dark just powering through it, because now that he has detection, he has plenty of queens and all that, but... A 1-1 is on the way. Still, like, if TY didn't do something to punish him, then this game, Dark would easily run away with this game. 100%, no question. You can't let a Zerg just go to 50 drones at 4:15, unless you've got something ready to try to knock him out. And that Banshee definitely threw him off balance. But Dark mostly undeterred. He'll stand right back up on his feet. A 4th base on the way. Now, honestly, I don't think I could... Right now, Dark has next to no vision. Okay, and this is... Whoa! 3 Banshees! Yeah, 100% Dark is in panic mode. Like, wait a second, what's going on here? What is this 3 Banshee shenanigans? Thank you, Naku. Why is it always the baby? Why... I don't know. Anyway. He sees a Hellion at the back. Okay. He's feeling a Hellbat push coming in. But, surprise! Tanks and Marines! That base is gone. Is he actually going to try to hold it? There's no HP. He has to cancel. But 1-1 is not done. +1 allows your Zerglings to survive tank shots. I don't know about this. I don't know. Queens are good, but are they that good? Cloak? The Banelings coming in? This is a really weird exchange. I mean, like, everything but the tank, like 1 Banshee, 2 tanks versus 2 queens survive. Okay. All right. And if you're Dark right now, do you think this is Mech? Like, it is Mech. We can see that. But does Dark know? He has next to no vision. He just saw a dozen or so Marines and a couple tanks. It feels like he doesn't really like... Usually you get a Roach one, or at least, like, get a quicker Infestation Pit or something. Well, he's gonna know now. Now he knows. So let's see how he reacts here. Gonna get a tank. Lose a lot of Zerglings for that. Hydroling Bane is okay against Mech. Alright? Let's not say, like, oh, he would be doing something completely different. But as time goes on, and armies build up, Hydroling Bane just cannot trade very well with a well put together Mech army. Tanks and Hellbats. Well, that's most of it, but just do a lot better. You really have to rely on a huge economy in production. 76 drones is good. TY, classic TY, 74 SCVs at 8 minutes. But here comes the double Thor. Now, this is what Hydroling Bane is good at dealing with. These pressure attacks. It's definitely good at just smashing them and getting map control. He can't be losing this bit. He needs the production of this hatch, and he needs the economy. He really does. But if he can get... Groove Spine's not quite done yet. Can TY save the Thors? He's going to give one up in order to get the other out. Doesn't want to risk both. Okay. Infestation Pit on the way. Now, does he go straight to Hive, or are we going to see some Swarm Host shenanigans? I feel like, now, the fact we don't see Baneling speed on the way makes me feel like this is Swarm Host. Why? Wait, he didn't get Bane speed, right? Because if he was going for Baneling speed, maybe he'd want to rush up to Vipers and look for an opportunity to do a killing blow attack. Well, now I don't know what I need. You know, I don't know anything anymore. He just starts Baneling speed, Hydra speed. Okay, so we're gonna find out. The Infestation Pit is done. He has an attack to deal with. The creep spread has, especially on the side of the map that hasn't really been pressured, really good. Some Hellions being dropped out here. But Dark always on top of that creep. Looks like he has 2 queens on a hotkey. I'm not sure if those are his creep queens, or it looks like those are his creep queens. 10 Swarm Hosts on the way. So he doesn't feel like he has the time to go straight to Hive, is what that means. He wants to start putting on pressure. And now, it's very important that that first wave of swarm hosts does something. Like, your first 10, 12 swarm hosts, if they know swarm hosts are on the way, then if they're able to just shut down the first wave, that opens up a potential 2-2 mech timing. And that's when tanks get ridiculously powerful. You need multiple waves of locusts to be effective. This is a dangerous attack coming in. The Hydra's forced to retreat. TY is near maxed out. The swarm host just now finishing up. Baneling speed nearly done. I don't think... Oh, there's only a handful of Banes on the field. How many locusts is he going to pop off here? Brings in Banes at the back. +2 ranged attack on the way. +2 melee attack is done. Carapace not on the field. The swarm host coming up. There's only a single Thor in high impact mode. The Hellbat's coming through. The friendly fire onto the tanks. Beautiful swarm host control right now. Weird to say, but he kills a couple tanks. Almost gets the Thor. That tank at next to no HP. A wave of Banes comes up. The Unsiege. He's rolling past at the front. Is there enough here? The Liberators are coming up. The tanks will siege at the back. There's not enough Banelings to break through. The swarm hosts are recharging. A handful more locusts will help to drive this back for now. TY has been stalled out, but remember, there's no damage being done to TY on the opposite side of the map. The Hydras come up, pick off another Liberator, but they continue to encroach. They're getting a little bit closer. The Locust should be up in just a moment. Dark is back up against his own hatchery. He needs this to be the time to break out. This is his last chance before TY starts really laying into his economy. Gets onto the tanks. Another one goes not quite down. This is getting real dicey. Dark, he has to retreat from his 4th, and with it, his 5th. But he's still got the army. He's still kicking. He's got 2 Vipers on the way. Actually, how many Vipers on? 2 Vipers on the way. He knows if he fights there, that's the end of the game, potentially. It hurts to give up those bases. It hurts badly. But it was the only choice. Gonna take the top base. Dark obviously scrambling here. The Vipers come out. The swarm hosts have gained some value. You saw some very good locust control. TY will retreat. Dark will pursue. He drops down, forces the siege up. Beautiful moves out of Dark. Gonna get a couple tanks here. Gonna get a handful of Hellions. But still, TY can rebuild that army. His economy's been untouched. Dark hasn't been on TY's side of the map the entire game. In fact, he has barely moved past the halfway mark with anything but scouting, Zerglings, and Overlords. This is high pressure. This is exactly what we want to see in first person. How do you handle this situation? The Vipers are out. He's only got a couple of them. The Hellbats will cancel that base. Dark knocked back to 3 bases. A big wave. That might be a bit of a waste there. That's a lot of locusts to be using on what could potentially just be like 1 tank. Oh, he's going to fly right past. I'll get a couple tanks. Just splits a handful off. They fly slightly faster than they walk. I think that's accurate. I'm not 100% sure. More Hydras coming up. 3-3 on the way. Despite this, Dark has been able to maintain 71 workers. TY, classic TY, 83 SCVs, which might be too many for a Mech Terran in the later game. But that's just how he do. Of course, 1-cloaked Banshee, the Dark Templar of the sky, comes up and forces a 200 supply Zerg army to retreat. Of course it does. More Vipers coming out, though. The value in Dark's army is there, but does he have time to make it worth his while? He abducts, maybe? A parasitic bomb hits a couple. Attack at the back. Dark's still at 200. Trying to use, well, does he have a Locust Wave? I think he has some. They're not all charged up. The Parasitic Bomb doing pretty well. Dark's still at 200. A lot of that is tied up in Swarm Host, though. His Evo Chambers, his Battery Pack Evo Chambers for the Vipers are being taken out, but the Vipers will drain as much energy as possible from them. 3-3 about to finish for TY. I'm not sure if Dark knows about it or if he cares. A wall of Thors at the front. That is a lot of Thors. Blinding Clouds could be great. Abduct. I'm not sure if that's the call, but we'll find out. Swarm Hosts are a great anti-Thor if he has enough time to use them. There's a wave of Locusts coming out off the screen. Coming in from the south. Here comes Dark. Dragging the Liberators in. The ones he can't hit. The Locusts will close the distance. There's not too much in the air. The Locusts hit the deck. Not many Hellbats and no tanks behind this. Dark moves forward, and Dark will be taking the victory in this fight. Perfect spell casting control. Able to bring the Liberators away that really deal out the damage, while the Locusts on the ground are able to deal with the Thors. And Dark will hold on, and he'll actually take the supply lead for the first time in a while. Well, they were both maxed out, but still. And the swarm host, none of them died. So, this might be the first chance for Dark to actually do damage on the opposite side of the map. The swarm host will be scanned. He doesn't want to get too close at risk of losing him. Dark, while he held and he rebuilt these bases, he's still not in a position. He doesn't have, like, he doesn't have a Greater Spire. He doesn't have Infestors, not that that's a huge part of it. He doesn't have a bank that he can just rebuild everything. There goes the plant. Oh, big win. At the last second, those locusts killing that planetary. Now, Dark doesn't know this, but TY losing that army was incredibly expensive. Building 7 Thors and a handful of Liberators at a time is very expensive. So, there's really no bank on either side. A handful more Banelings coming in, something to help out with the Hellbats. Plus 2 Carapace, so most of these fights, if Dark isn't winning outright, that lack of Carapace upgrades means he can't really stand his ground. That's why you need the Locusts, you need the Vipers, you need the Banelings. Very front-loaded spell casting and attack. Oh, does he pop the Locust? Now this is a kind of a gung-ho move here. I don't know if Dark wants to be doing this in this spot. Usually you don't want to engage if he found you first, but he finds an opportunity going forward. The Locusts don't get that much done against the Thors, and now they've expended their Locusts. And that means Dark is going to have to retreat for a bit. Looks like Zerglings to the north. We'll get cleaned up by Hellions. The worker count 66 to 78. And, well, I don't know if that's in favor of anyone, because right now we're looking at maxed out late game armies. But Dark doesn't have much of a bank, making his army incredibly strong. Aspire on the way, the ultimate late game tech, Broodlords. He hasn't found the space to get to them, and he still has very little. He's one bad Locust wave away from losing his economy, and with it, probably the game. He really needs these Locust waves to at least push away the army. At the very least. Alright. A huge counterattack. This is a really big commitment out of the Dark. He's banking on the fact he can defend at home, or at least buy enough time at home. That's not that many Hydras and Banks. Oh no, losing the Vipers! A Parasitic Bomb is nothing compared to what he could have had. Is this a full-on base trade? What are we doing? What is happening? This is madness. No. Dark has to come home. He has to. Because fighting into planetaries and siege tanks, he's never going to come out on top of that. He needs to push this army back. And he needs to hold on. Well, ideally, he's actually pushing TY's command centers away. Okay. So getting some damage done, rolling through a handful of Locusts, going to get some of the SCVs. More Locusts piling in from the skies. And as soon as they're exhausted, Dark pulls back, still at 200 supply. TY actually dipping. The Hydra counterattack, he split off just enough. Perfect splitting there. I couldn't even tell how many units he had in that area, but Dark sure did. And Thors are very clunky. Oh, he still has a base to the bottom right. It is mining for Dark. He's trying to keep those Thors on the creep until another Locust wave can come up. Will he be successful is the question. The Locust wave trying to come up. Vikings on the ground! This is happening, but a huge Locust wave right on top of the Thors. That can do a lot of damage. Some Hydras at the back. The Vikings are killing drones, but the Locusts are killing Thors. Who's gonna come out on top of this fight? TY trying to target down Hydras. The Vikings must be taken out. The drone count, he's at 48, but where can he mine from? It appears it will be this base. He will kill the Vikings, but not before they kill a lot of the drones. Oh, a lot of Hydras, but just enough that the Blue Flame can't burn right through them. The Hellions coming up. Is there any support here? Oh, that planetary. I mean, is he gonna spend you have to spend a Locust wave. You can't spend Hydras right now. But the blood, he burns right through. He's gonna trade Hellions for Hydras any day of the week. Alright, the Locust coming in. Is he actually gonna try to bring the Hydras in as well? TY, I was surprised he didn't retarget the planetary, but now how do those Hydras escape? What a dance here. Oh no. Oh no, those are very exposed drones. He's like, do I want to lose the Hydras or the drones? The answer might be both. Oh, this entire game, well, there was a big counterattack. TY should only, well, he's only solidly mining on the one base, his fourth, which should be close to mining out by now since Dark hasn't really touched it. But now where does Dark mine from, is the question. He's at 115 supply. Gonna kill some more. Get the Hydras. The Locust going across. This is happening. That's the thing that's happening. The Locust gonna fight the Hellions, but the Hellions doing pretty well. It looks like Dark, I mean, he's down 60 supply. This is getting real rough. Drones all over the place. That's not where they want to be. This might be the beginning of the end. He has 1 or 2 more Locust waves until, like, TY's maxed out. He's making 11 Hellions at a time. There's not much more. The Locusts are coming in. He actually gets a pretty good, a good wave off. That's an orbital. That's nice to see. But will the Swarm Host be hunted down by the Thors and the Medevacs? Thors hunt from above. GG. Dark under pressure, tried to hold on. I think a really fun game to watch. TY putting on the pressure. Usually with these, I do like to showcase wins. But honestly, even though Dark lost, I think there was a lot to look at there about how he was handling attacks, like choosing his attack timings, whether he was going to counterattack. He was kind of dealt... He ended up being dealt a pretty bad hand, but he played with it, and at some points it looked like he might break through. But I don't think... He didn't get the Spire attack in time. His upgrades were rough for a lot of it. And TY just kept finding the right pressure points. But still, a couple times, easily could have just attacked in, gotten crushed, and that's GG. But Dark still fought it out. Not quite enough, but he fought it out.